So, hi everybody. Welcome to Steve Couper's podcast for real estate investors. In each episode, we connect with seasoned investors and industry subject matter experts who are eager to share their experiences and tips for investing in real estate. So today, I am super excited because for Steve Couper's podcast number 3, I have the profound pleasure of speaking with two amazing entrepreneurs. Both Valentina and Layda, they're Latina founders of LMV Properties, Inc. They've got over 30 years of combined experience between engineering, quality assurance, and project management. Their real estate journey grew from a single home to managing over 10 properties, multifamily doors, and all this thanks to strategic partnerships and advanced property underwriting. They're committed to lifelong learning and enjoy various activities and outdoor adventures, as well as spending time with family and friends. And for those that know me, they can all attest that we share several parallels in this experience, both in project management and engineering, and as well as public speaking and perfecting our yoga poses. So there you go. So what I'm looking forward to today is asking you a few questions. But before we go through that, can you tell me, did I get anything wrong in what I just introduced?
No, you say it perfectly. It sounded actually really nice coming from you. Thank you for having us.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you what then. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go through our questions, okay? If there's anything I missed.
So we're Layda and Valentina. We are the founders of LMV Properties. We have been investing since 2018, and we have been investing. We started in single-family homes, and then it's when our mindset shift, and we started and we scaled and started investing in multifamily apartment buildings.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, once we learned that there was a right way to invest, we started educating ourselves. That was a couple of years ago, and we had kind of the restructure a little bit of our single home at the time because it was not cash flowing. We were the typicals that is paying the mortgage, so we're doing great. We'd never consider all the other expenses, right? So that was the first thing that we did, and that was mind-blowing for us when we discovered everything, all that you could do. And we also had some passive investments. And as Vale was saying, from there, after we got the right education, we just started investing in multifamily with some wonderful partners. So we're super excited for that.
Very good, very good. So when did the light bulb go on for you? When did you first realize that real estate investing was the path that you wanted to follow, and what was it that influenced that decision?
Yeah, it was the light bulb went on when we decided to get the proper education and start accepting that you don't know what you don't know, and we needed mentors and coaches. And then we started joining real estate educational programs, and that's when everything started changing.
Yeah, we always had the passion for real estate. Before all that, basically, our thinking was, let's buy 5 houses, so when we retire, they are paid off, and then we can enjoy. Right. That was our thinking. So we were trying to figure out how to buy the next one. But like, how do we save to buy another one? And I guess those signs from the universe, just one of the groups pop up in our Instagram. We joined a live that day, and then from there a boot camp, and then from boot camp we joined our first educational program. Because in that 1 hour we learned a lot. There was a lot of like golden nuggets here and there, like, oh wow, all the things that you should be doing. We're doing all this wrong. So yeah, it's basically was just mind-blowing for us. And like, okay, this is, if we already know we want to invest in real estate, this is the right path for us.
Right. Yeah, no, it's something else when you go to those boot camps. All of a sudden, you can start to see the sun shining coming out across the wall. Hey, I think when we first met, which was not too long ago, you had a fairly heavy passive investing portfolio, and you were transitioning more heavily into the active roles. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's correct.
Tell us about that transition. Why are you undertaking it? Why is it now that you want to be more active? And are you going to continue with both passive and active going forward, or do you think it's just going to be active in the future?
Well, no, definitely you have to diversify, right? So, and for example, for passive investment is a TFSA, we still need to look in our RSP. So I don't think we're looking to change that.
Like 100% or completely, yeah.
No. And yeah, we have been passive, but in our last deal, which is our first multi, so we are passive investors, but we actually learn a lot. And that's what we want to put now in practice. Everything that we learn, because we really enjoy it. It is, for us, it is a lot of fun when you see things, how they transform. We're both engineers, and so it just kind of make us feel great.
We're known for being so smart.
So yes, that's why we decide, like, okay, well, now it's time to start doing active, and just keep learning and growing from there.
Perfect. So what is your thoughts on managing risk as you go forward? The investing environment and the landscape is full of all kinds of pitfalls. What do you look out for, and how do you approach your investments from a risk management perspective?
Yeah, risk management is the base for any investment. We have understood which is our risk tolerance, starting from ourselves. But then for each project, we have to assess the risk on each stage. There is always risk. As we know, we always have projections. We don't know what can change. So you have to run your numbers conservative and make sure that you have the cushions. And what are your, for example, reserve funds or timelines? Make sure that you have your cushions and you run your numbers properly.
Yeah, everything falls under knowing your numbers, knowing your exit strategies. You need to have more than one exit strategy on the deal, and doing due diligence as well from the beginning, from when you are doing your partnership onto the deal and all the legal documents, and basically, as they say, crossing all the dots, right? So you it's not just because, oh, we're friends. It's always better to have everything in a proper document, in a legal document, that everyone knows what needs to be done and everyone knows what has to do. Because even as Val was saying, so things change in real estate, things change, and you may have plan A, B, C, D, and then you have to come up with plan E and F, and that's the reality. But when you know your risk tolerance, you are already prepared for that.
There you go. Be prepared to pivot, as they say, right?
The pivot, I was going to mention that. Yeah, it's, like interest rate can change, CMHC rules change. So you have to be, run your numbers constantly to the latest updates, rules, changes. And if you see that something is not lining up, then you have to pivot. Yeah.
So you're always reassessing your numbers, is that right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Very good.
And when you are in your partnerships, also the communication, right? Have communication of everything that is going on, and if you have to pivot, you say, okay, everyone has to be well aware of what's happening, and that's what keeps the things moving slowly and the good relationships.
What markets are you focused in? Are you staying close to home? Are you looking across Canada and across the border? Where do you see the opportunities to invest in, and what is the criteria you're looking at to make those decisions?
So right now we're focusing mainly in Ontario, and we are kind of looking around our area. We were not looking in our area because they say don't invest in your backyard, but we have found that Barrie is growing a lot. So we live in Barrie, Ontario, and Barrie is growing. So there is potential in the area, but also trying to go a little bit to secondary and tertiary markets a little bit more farther. We still want something that is 2-3 hours max, or probably 4 hours max drive. So if anything happens, we can still go and see it. So we haven't made that adventures yet to start looking ourselves in other provinces, but we keep looking for partnerships, and if we find the right partnership that we can balance our strengths and start looking out of province, we are also open for that. We are really not saying, oh, it's just this.
Because the numbers can work, yeah.
If the number works, they work. So
It's always about that return on investment, making sure the numbers work. And as long as we have
That
that
is
in
correct.
mind, and it's not an emotional buy, then I think we're safe, right?
Yes.
yeah, if you get a good
Yeah.
deal on your table and it is, I don't know, in BC where you are, why would you say no, right? If it's a good deal. So,
Yeah.
So what are the key factors that you're looking for or thinking about when you're evaluating a deal? I guess we just talked about the return on investment, but as you're analyzing your deals and thinking about this from a mentorship perspective, what would you tell new investors that they should be considering when they're analyzing deals and looking at opportunities?
Yeah, it's very important to the return on investment, the cash on cash.
Mhm.
And then make sure that you have all your expenses. Sometimes we miss things and then you have surprises. So you have to make sure you include everything. And as Layda was saying before, the due diligence of those numbers. Because we have seen that sometimes the numbers are old. They could be years old and they are not the reality. So you have to make sure that you add those ones and you do the due diligence.
Very
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. And then, there is the appreciation also, but it also depends what you're looking for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're an investor, you need to define what is important for you. Are you looking a long-term strategy that you're looking cash flow? Okay, that's fine. You can still find properties that are cash flowing. It's more difficult, yes, but it's still possible. Are you looking long-term? Are you more like, okay, appreciation? So that's the first thing that you need to define as new, right? What you're looking, what is important for you. There's people that this doesn't, they don't even care if you are negative few $100, but because you're investing in a market that appreciation in 5-10 years is gonna be great. So that's the first thing. And as Val was saying, yeah, you get all the numbers when you get information from a realtor, for example, and you need to verify, do your calls, like, okay, what is the insurance I'm gonna get? Because that person may have, I don't know, a group policy and they have a very good deal, and maybe you're new and you will have to pay more.
It can break the deal. Yeah.
Yes, insurance is key, and trying to put your reserve, maintenance and repairs, and it also has to do if you are doing a bird, how old is the building? You need to factor all those things, like, will I need a lot of maintenance and repairs after, or are you doing a full renovation that everything is going to be new? Do you have to consider a capex, like the roof? Maybe you have to replace it in 5 years. Basically, you need to look from all the eyes of the building everywhere. And why not get another investor to look at it as well? People have different opinions and
Experience,
and that's sometimes how you can be creative with your deal and make sure that you have everything that you need to be considering, and be conservative. If you have to go higher, the interest is better. We already lived that, right? With COVID, the interest were just going up and up and up and up, and people didn't consider that. So it's trying to be conservative, due diligence, very fine, and knowing what is important for you. Because what is important for us maybe is not the same for you.
So true, so very true. A nice segue, thank you. So what does success look like for you two? What are your goals, and how do you define success? How will you know when you get there?
Yeah, success is to give and give to the community and be able to keep sharing what we have learned. We have already 10x. So we started with a single family home, and now we have an apartment building. So it's sharing and giving to the community and sharing, and every time we have a conversation, we share what we know. And sometimes you get surprised. You're like, oh, we feel newbies. And then when people start asking questions that you're like, oh, we already did that. And you start sharing, you're like, wow, so we're not newbies anymore. So,
Well,
you know, you start.
I think you're experienced in all of this and everybody looks up to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so sometimes you feel you're crawling and then you're already walking. And then, so success for us is giving, is what else would you say is success?
Yeah, I think our perspective of success changed even since we started doing real estate investment. A lot of things actually changed for us with real estate investment. And there was a lot of mindset to get where we are, and also to know that we can achieve everything we want. But I think, like, to answer the question, I think success is basically when we are in a position, as you were saying, that we can give back, and also when we get our time freedom. For us is trying to find the time freedom. You don't believe that everyone is always like, oh, I want more money, but when you realize that that's really not what is important, I think that's when we are gonna be probably that we say, okay, now we are where we wanna be, we wanna go, but I don't think it will stop there because you're always growing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to define it because you're always growing, you're always trying to be better, you're always trying to do something different. So it's hard to measure, it's hard to say like, oh, when I get this, I'm gonna be successful, because we feel successful where we are right now.
It's a journey. It's a growing journey. Yeah.
So success doesn't stop. So it's a continuous growing, continuous learning, and continue sharing, and yeah, finding new ways that keep you doing great things.
Doing great things. I love it. So you've taken a course in public speaking, right? And I saw you on the stage and being able to actually project and tell your story to a room full of thousands of people. It was an amazing thing to see. I was quite impressed by all of that. How has that confidence, or how has that training instilled confidence in you? And how has that helped you when it comes to things like raising capital or trying to get interest in your projects?
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, we were on stage, so this is our biggest stage, and the confidence has changed, and it's by doing it, it's taking action. And as Layda was saying, it's a lot of mindset, because you judge a lot yourself. So that is the biggest change when you're on stage, because you're delivering something. So you have to stop. But even when you're in camera, like right now, or on your phone, and you want to transmit a message, that's the key to increase your confidence and stop judging yourself. I think that's one big one. Don't be so hard on yourself. And then, of course, when you are going to attract investors, which is the key in this one, is just you have to be yourself. Yeah,
that's how you build the trust, by being yourself, sharing your story as it is. This is not a game like, oh, I have this, I have done this, because everyone is living their own journey. So by just being authentic, being yourself, sharing your wins, your struggles, your ups and downs, that's how people connect with you. And not everyone will connect with you, and that is also okay, right? So people needs to feel like, oh, I connect with you. A lot of people that have reached to us is because they connected because we're engineers. And that's how the relationships start to grow and to build, because it has relationships. We know that when you are partners in a deal, everyone says it's like a marriage. So it needs to have that synergy needs to exist between the partners. And the only way to build that is by organically growing it. Like, oh, I know you, I see you, I connected because of this. It could be something simple. I don't know. Someone can go and say, oh, I went to Mexico last year, and that just resonated with me because I'm from Mexico.
Yeah, like on our trip, we just came back from Colombia. We were on vacation, and we had a dance at the airport. Some people connected with that. You know, we are both Latin. I love dancing, so we were dancing, and people, I saw you at the airport, that video where you were dancing. So it's those things that you just have to be yourself, be authentic, And then the confidence is taking action and be on stage, be on camera, share your stories, share your wins. And yeah, that's how it for us has been a 360 change.
Yeah, for me, it's even harder because I don't like public speaking. No, that's what I used to say.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I enjoy it now. I have fun. But yeah, it builds the confidence, and I think that's key because it just helps you to bring yourself naturally.
That's marvelous. That's marvelous. I think that more power to you. I think that you know, I remember when I first stood on stage in front of like 500 people, there was such a sense of butterflies inside of my belly. I couldn't get over it. It was like, whoa, I can't even remember what I'm thinking about, let alone what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, that's me.
But you are a good speaker. You're a great speaker. It's super nice to have a conversation with you.
Oh, I enjoy.
You're a natural speaker.
It's lovely talking with you. I think that you know, as we were enjoying that conference, it was quite a pleasure to get to know you both, and I really appreciate sharing your story. And right now, being able to open up and talk about your investment journey and you know, what it means to you. The fact that you're such sharing and giving people is probably what's underneath all of that that's making it such a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, no, and thanks to you because you took action with doing the podcast.
Right away. I was like, oh my God, it's done. It's started. That's awesome, Steve. Yeah, like that's a great example.
Kudos to you because you are offering a safe space for people to share. So we need both, right? So to share with people.
Too kind.
Action taker right here. Yeah.
Any last words?
No.
For the newbies, like connect with us, and we want to share our more of our experience. As we said, we started with a single family home, and now we own a apartment building. So we have that experience that we would love to share with everyone.
Yeah, and if you're new, don't be afraid to ask questions. Everyone that is in this journey, we were all new in some point, and I say new because we are always learning. Everyone is always learning something new. As we were saying, the journey doesn't stop like, oh, when I get to this, because there's things changing, rules changing, new challenges. Every deal is different. So just ask questions. We still remember when we went to our first meetup 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. We didn't know anyone. We didn't know anything about real estate investment, but we decided to go. And in this community, people is always willing to help. It's always willing to share. People was just saying, oh, what are you doing? Do you have a GPLP structure? And we were like, what is all that? It's like, oh my God, we don't know. But people is so caring. And they're like, okay, do you want to do short-term rentals? Oh, you need to talk to these people. You need to follow this person, read this book. So just that feeling in the community, we have to say that we are so grateful because it keeps us like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And it just make you feel welcome into the community. And when you have questions, you just throw it into the group chats and someone will answer to you, or someone will try to help you or guide you, or you need to talk to this person. So just ask questions and put yourself out. That's how people start to recognizing you and knowing you and connecting with you.
Amazing. Well said.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate all that you had to offer. I'm looking forward to understanding what yoga poses you're up to. I'm trying to learn how to do a pistol squat. That's my challenge.
Which one?
Pistol squat.
A pistol squat?
That's new to me. I never heard about that one. So you need to show us then.
It isn't happening on this screen. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciated everything you're doing and sharing and bringing people to share. And so we keep learning every single day.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.